You're right. When it comes to a $1,400 for stimulus check, I have all the details and everything you need to know right here in the video. So let's get right into it. Well, here's it is, the very important topic on the fourth stimulus check, whether it happens to be $1,400, $2,000 or any other amount. So let's get into it and discuss all these very important details. Alright, so as I said earlier, you're right. So let's take a minute here and talk about some of the very important questions and concerns that have been popping up down in the comment section. Now, anytime that I post a video like this, I see all kinds of comments down below ripping me apart saying there's nothing, lawmakers are not talking about this. It's all BS. Here's the thing. This is very important to continue watching because yes, you're completely 100% correct. For the vast majority of lawmakers, they are not talking about a $1,400 or even fourth stimulus check at this time, whether it happens to be $1,400, $2,000 or any amount. You're 100% correct. For the vast majority of lawmakers, they're not currently talking about this right now. However, guess what they are talking about? They're talking about ongoing monthly checks. They're talking about a one-time $600 check. They are talking about quarterly checks. They are talking about a one-time lump sum check. They are talking about all kinds of different payments. Are they calling them stimulus checks? No, they are calling them gas relief. They are calling them inflation relief. They are calling them hocus pocus. They are calling them all kinds of different things. They are calling them all kinds of different names. But here's the thing I want to talk about as we discussed it right here, right now. We are on the brink of the recession. Whether you care about a recession or not, you are probably going to care real quick here because all the recessions that we've been through in the last 20 years, 21 years have all produced stimulus checks, every single one of them, 2001, 2008, 2009. And of course 2020, they have all produced stimulus checks, where we recently just got the revised GDP data for Q1 of 2022 gross domestic product, which is what GDP stands for, was down 1.6%. So we already have the first ratings, we already have the first economic data in the books confirming a recession. Now Q2 is going to be the next point, a data point. We're going to be getting that data here in a matter of just a couple of weeks. As we get that information, it's gonna be very obvious here that, oh look at that, we're in a recession. It's very obvious, all the top economists, everybody that's looking at this right now is saying we're in a recession. It just hasn't been confirmed yet because the GDP has not been released for Q2 yet. Well, as soon as we get it here in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be confirmed of that. We got a recession, which is confirmed by 2 negative quarters of GDP growth. That's all it is. We've already got one in the books, and we basically just wrap up a second one. So it's a done deal. It's just needed we get that final report, and then once we get it, it's a done deal. Now, there are some lawmakers that do come out every so often, so they talk about checks. Now, here's the thing. There's probably some new information coming out, whether it's a new report, whether it's an update on the $2,000 stimulus check petition, whether it's some remarks out of the lawmaker, whether it's a new report, whether it's some kind of recessionary warnings or something like this. It's all pointed to the latest updates and where we currently stand on stimulus checks. And not every single time it is because a lawmaker came out and pounding the table saying we need to get a stimulus check right now. That's not the case all the time, and you're right. Not every single day of the week lawmaker is talking about this because according to the data, according to everything that we're seeing, with everything going on literally on convergence of everything a recession, the market's rolling over the stock market and getting whacked, the crypto market falling off a cliff, the real estate market which is dying up, you know what I mean, the Federal Reserve raising interest rates, recession right here. I mean, seriously, there's so many different things that are converging right here, right now. And again, I know that all this inflation is off the hook right now. But just because inflation is high, who cares? Do you think they really care about inflation? They don't care about inflation. They act like they pretend to care. If they cared about inflation, why didn't they fix it 6 months ago when it reached 8%, and now we've been dealing with 8+% inflation for 6 months. Now, why didn't they do something then? If they cared, they would have done something a year ago when inflation was 4.5% or 5%, 5.2%, whatever it was a year ago. If they cared that much, they would have done something. They don't care. They got to be real with ourselves right now. The fact of the matter is, if they print out more stimulus checks, is it going to cause more inflation? It depends. It totally depends. Depends on how far-reaching our arm, depends how much the checks could possibly be, depends if they reach 85% of the population like they did the last 3 times. There's all kinds of different equations. But at the end of the day, what stimulus checks ultimately increase inflation? Probably a little bit again. Depends how far-reaching are they and how much are they dollar amount. Now, in the event of a 4th stimulus check, I would not be shocked one bit to see a replay of 2009, where we saw President Obama at the time approve stimulus checks in the amount of $250 for all fixed-income beneficiaries of Social Security, retirement, SSDI survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB. So I talked about that maybe, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago or something like that. I talked about that, how that was the thing. Highly focused checks back in 2009. In fact, they were distributed in May of 2009. So anyway, I hope this offers a little bit of additional clarification. But yes, you are 100% correct. For the most part, lawmakers right now are way too concerned about all these other little pet projects that they have going on right now. They care about getting re-elected. They care about getting their party re-elected. They care about keeping their job. They care about getting a raise so that they can get a raise of about $200,000 a year. I mean, seriously, they have so many different things going on right now. And again, sometimes they come out. It depends on the elect and what is actually going on between all these lawmakers. But there are many lawmakers out there who are in support right here, right now, have ongoing monthly checks, of a lump sum check, of a quarterly check, of a tax rebate, tax credit, a voucher, a prepaid debit card. One more thing I want to throw out there really fast, and then I'll let you know. If we did not need extra stimulus checks right now, if the vast majority of Americans did not need more money right now, then why are there about 50 states doling about billions and billions of dollars worth of stimulus checks, tax rebates, voucher cards, and all kinds of money like the latest program right out of California, where they just approve of billions of dollars and they're gonna be sending out $1,050 about 23 million people just in the state of California. And if we didn't need checks, why are all these states doing it again? Just make an appointment right now. So I hope this makes sense.